everyone, it's Morphin Mania time. I am Captain Logan.
And I am Jason.
I'm DJ, guys.
And there's DJ, and tonight we are going to tackle a different shade of pink. This is the three-parter that makes Kat the next Pink Ranger and finally sees Kimberly leave the show. This is, of course, a major one, and takes Kat, not only makes her a Pink Ranger, but makes her no longer cat-themed. So, yep. So that is going to be our entire show today because that's 3 episodes. And then after that, we are bat shooting as usual. So everybody that's watching live right now, you can stick around with us. And we're going to do a couple more. And we've got other shows that aren't multi-part this time. We've had a lot of multi-part episodes lately. DJ, how close are we to Alien Rangers? We're getting...
We've got to be right around the corner, yeah. Because that's like 10 episodes. And we're... Yeah, we've only got a few...
Take a look here. Yeah, so we've got... we are on episode 23 right now. We've got 10 more episodes before we have to begrudgingly move over on Netflix to another thing that it pretends like is a different show, which is just the last few episodes of the season.
Well, I got to talk to you about that because there's some. It's in the book, and you're not going to be happy.
What? Did they treat it like its own show in the book too?
Yep.
Arrgh! Okay, no, I'll read that. But I'm okay with a whole chapter devoted to it if it gave us more material.
Oh, they didn't. They just call it its own miniseries. They didn't give it.
Is it like 1 page?
Oh,
you're saying I'll be mad because they called it a miniseries.
Yeah, they just treat it like that.
It's not a mix. It's not. Oh, hold on. Hold that up again.
It's a really nice picture of the Alien Rangers. I like it.
For the record, I have this book. I just don't have it sitting with me right now. So that's why I have DJ showing me a picture from a book I own. It's right over there. I can see it. Oh, that's all you get?
No, there's like the next page too. I just lost something. Did you see that?
Huh. Oh, because there's a bunch of things in the book. So that popped out.
I recommend The Shape of Water, but I don't know why this is in here.
Oh, why is that in there? That's weird. Oh, I thought it was like one of the artifacts that's like, taped into the book. But then you're like Shape of Water, and I'm like,
it was
with Power Rangers. Isn't that an R-rated film?
Yes. Let me see here. Shape of Water in the blue section.
I love how conveniently any movie you might want to grab, you just turn right around.
It is R.
That's great. It won't be too long before DJ will be having to broadcast with a different background, though.
That's right. I'm closing in 16 days on my new house.
That's really exciting. You gonna have a lot of space there?
Yes, 5 bedrooms and a full basement.
My goodness! Wow.
Basement.
Gonna be big.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Watch you move into another house, and the only thing that isn't as good as your internet connection.
No, that would be terrible. No, but I think we can actually get Xfinity there. We can't get it here, so we have like crappy AT&T. But I think it'll actually be better.
Well, we're lucky that we haven't had a bunch of problems with AT&T because that's what I used to have when my upload times are like 3 times better now. And like AT&T is the reason that I used to have so many glitches in the live streams.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I don't know what it is, but I was surprised. I thought we were going to have a lot of problems.
Yeah, the internet gods really wanted the show to be broadcast.
Big Power Ranger fans.
Yeah, they love them. They're also upset about Alien Rangers being called a miniseries. So anyway, if you thought it was impossible for someone to get that worked up over something as trivial as that, think again. Thanks a lot for joining us, everybody. If you are hanging out with us live, we appreciate it. If you're watching after the fact, we certainly appreciate that as well. Jeffrey says, DJ recommends water. He does. It's all he drinks. I don't know. DJ doesn't drink hot things at all.
I don't. Okay, let's throw me under the bus.
I'm not throwing you under the bus. I'm just saying it's interesting. He does recommend water. That's all he drinks.
I do like water. Water's all you need.
I'm sorry. Am I really? That's great. Right, because he's from Ethiopia. Am I really? Was that too personal to mention?
No. If we want to get into it, I'll talk about my philosophy on food because I guarantee it's completely different than anybody else here. I have a very weird view of food.
I didn't call it weird. I was just saying it's a thing I know about you, and I didn't feel like it was this deep personal thing. Oh, now I feel bad. I was like, after the show, would you give me a list of things that I am and am not allowed to talk about?
Don't bring up my house. because I'm very sensitive about my moving.
Man, I wish I had. Sorry for talking about the colors of your DVDs.
Yeah, don't bring that up. That's like huge insecurity.
DJ may not be back. All right, guys, we're gonna watch A Different Shade of Pink. If you are watching along with, and by the way, spoiler alert, it's the same shade of pink. It's a different person wearing the costume. Does not change. It's not hot pink. It's also not a more subtle pink. It is really the exact same level.
It's
that
not
would be cool, though. Wouldn't that be cool if when they switched, like the suits reacted differently to your genetic makeup, and it was there's a visual difference? That would be kind of cool.
Boy, that would require them to spend like a whole $200 extra or something, and that's just not going to happen.
True.
If you're watching with us live, click in the link in the description for the Rabbit Room. That will allow you to watch it. Are you okay?
Yes.
That will allow you to watch exactly what we're watching as we're watching it, and you won't have to sync with us. If you're watching after the fact, you do have to sync with us. Make sure that you're watching Season 3, Episode 23, the first part of A Different Shade of Pink. Get out your DVDs, your Netflix, however you want to watch it. Get it. Timestamp now. Here we go, folks. Everybody, please press play right now.
No.
First, it occurs to me, I don't give anybody time to click on the Rabbit Room if they've not done it yet. I'm like, click on the Rabbit Room. Okay, press play. And everybody after the fact. So we could be like 20 seconds into the intro.
They can pause.
Well, everybody after. I just mean like the people watching live, like they don't actually have time to get into the Rabbit Room if they haven't done it yet. So they will be seeing the intro, and it's very important that you watch this intro every time we have to watch it.
We could just play like some call waiting music. We'll just like take a break and let them get to the Rabbit Room. Click the link.
Yeah, we can play the elevator music that I have at the beginning of the Geekvolution Omnibus. Boom, boom.
And speaking of my house, I had to call and get a termite inspector out there today, and I listened to this elevator music like for a long time. And I was looking at Facebook, and I was seeing the ad for that new Liam Neeson movie. Have you seen that?
No.
It's like all this. It's like all this crazy stuff. Like a tree goes through a car, and then like a truck hits a car. But in my headphones was the do 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 music, and it was really
funny.
That's awesome. Yeah, Liam Neeson just freaking out, just yelling about stuff. He's like,
yeah. Look at the trailer for that. It looks ridiculous. It looks hilarious.
So there's Gunther Schmidt. Tommy, he's only famous to you because you've heard Kimberly talk about him. I'm sure no one else in this room has ever heard of Gunther Schmidt, famous gymnastics coach.
He does look like a gymnastics coach, though.
He's well cast. Can I make the? Would you agree with me if I were to make the case that in the United States there's no such thing as a famous gymnastics coach?
I don't know. I mean, besides that one that just got arrested for a lot of bad things.
Oh, that sounds like an infamous gymnastics coach.
That's true.
And I didn't know about that.
My wife is a gymnast, so I know. And we
fame is so relative, like different circles and stuff. But
yeah, because my wife was a gymnast, and we watched the Olympics, so I know more than most people. But
okay. So when you hear famous gymnastics coach, you aren't like it's like a famous arc welder. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, well, I don't know you're right. I don't even know the coaches. The people, though, are a little more famous.
Yeah, and you followed it to some degree, so I rest my case, sir.
Oh, I never noticed how defined Lord Zed's glutes are. That was just a shot from the back.
They are pretty defined. There was a lot of initial care taken in that costume. I get the sense at the end of the day they just kind of throw it in a heap on the floor, but
he just can't wait to get out of it. He's like,
you can see places where the seams are really pulled through because they've had to use that so much. If I had been them, I would have made 2 of those, but that's just me.
So you could take one home?
Well, yeah. I mean, I have an ulterior motive for everything.
Could Piers? Do you think Piers could ever come close to his Lord Zed suit?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes, I do. He and I have talked about it.
Oh, okay. Of course, yeah.
If I ever ask Pierce to make another costume, that'll be the thing I ask him for. Unless I finally do another narrative show that requires other things, but...
Or just put Zed in your narrative show.
Okay, but you would, yeah. Yeah, I almost did that, is the
Zed
thing.
and everything.
But anyway, Zordon, you would say that about any of your Rangers, though, right? He's like, integrity is one of your greatest assets. Like,
Oh,
what
we
a
don't get
vague,
a lot of montages in this show.
what a vague character trait. Like, DJ, I want to give you a compliment. You have integrity.
Oh.
And by that, I mean, I've never known you to steal anything or,
Yeah. I mean,
you haven't tried to steal the channel. Like,
we've just established that the only really thing you know about me is that I drink a lot of water. So I could be a thief. I could steal a lot of things.
You are a lot like, you're like Power Rangers in a lot of different ways where we don't know a lot of substantive details about you, DJ. And no, I'm kidding. I do. Because
I'm a serious Sixth Ranger.
I've gotten to know DJ quite well, actually. And apparently I'm giving away too many personal details about my friend DJ. Hey, you're not the normal news anchor.
Substitute news anchor. Ernie's reaction. They
Can
really
you
gave him
believe
a fright
this
there.
is happening? I'm sorry, what?
They just really gave him a fright. He was like, huh.
Cinematographic says, Adam, you're competently written. Schmidt might think she sucks, though.
That was like the most forced compliment. She's improving each and every day. Wait, why do they have? Are they like? Why does he have a mic right now? Is he being like a secret agent?
I don't think you realize that this was the original Matrix sequel.
Yes.
Skull is Agent Smith. Back Studio says, who invited the Blues Brothers?
That's true. They could play the Blues Brothers pretty well.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say Skull just dated the show, but then look at everything in the show.
Look at the entire room they're in right now.
Like, okay, so he made a Bill Clinton reference, but it's the 90s, clearly.
So Rita and Kat are just chilling in a tree.
As you do. Remember, she's a cat! I really wish that... I guess I've said this before. I really wish that we did this with Tommy, where it was more of a slow burn, and... I think what helped was she's been bad since the beginning. Like, she came in this way.
Mm-hmm. Well, Tommy he had like 30 seconds, but he went bad pretty quick.
Yeah, but that's why though we do see him meet our heroes before he goes bad.
Yeah.
And so like it would have been a lot better if he had been like wending his way into this group, and because then not that the show does actual drama, but then you could have a little bit of drama after that with, okay, well, you were never really our friend, but now you're not a bad person, so we're gonna try to be your friend, but we don't actually know anything about you.
Yeah. Which is kind of what happens with Kat, but I mean, it happens immediately.
Right, but they immediately trust her because one of her greatest assets is her integrity.
But this is kind of cool that we're doing. She at least breaks the spell herself instead of it just getting punched out of her.
That's true. And
I don't know if you saw the swimming thing. She's having like flashbacks because of the whole gymnastics thing with Kimberly.
Yeah, and she's actually going to be a little bit conflicted and be like, "Oh, wait, I'm evil. I don't want to be evil." And
yeah, she actually, I think she makes the choice according to this book anyway that I just read.
Yeah, it's not a super compelling story or anything, but it's more compelling than Green Ranger was.
Yeah.
It's that typical kid show, like, no, the real you is in there somewhere. You got to break through this thing. But
is this song
that's
bad?
that's better than I was bad, and then somebody broke a sword, and then I wasn't bad anymore. Yeah, we're talking about a lot of about like levels of lack of substance.
So I missed. Why are we bringing back these monsters?
Oh, I don't know.
It's the vampire monster from the beginning of season 3.
We're out of money,
and it's the French mole monster. That
are they pretending like they're different monsters, or are they the same monsters?
I mean, I assume they're the same monsters. They're two that we've already seen.
Yeah.
Same time.
Well, yes, I got fight monsters. That is more important than practice.
Yeah, so this is like we never get this. This is
Nope.
like the Peter Parker thing that we hardly ever get.
Yeah, and it's way too late too.
Only her gymnast coach is strict enough to be upset that she's leaving.
No, we treat her really well. Like, you made this point, but in having her leave, like, she legitimately has to pick between being a Power Ranger and the thing that she really wants to do.
Yeah.
And like, she only leaves because there's somebody good to take her place. Like, I like that there's something akin to actual like internal conflict there.
Yeah, like, because when they signed up for this, I don't think they expected to do it forever, or even 3 years. Like, I don't know. In universe,
certainly didn't expect to have to deal with the back 20.
I'm talking about the characters.
No, I am too.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm talking about the end of that show where it's like, oh, you defeated Rita, you don't have to be Power Rangers anymore, and they're like, well, we're gonna stay for now, and then the back 20 happens, and they're just doing the same crap they've been doing. Yeah. They did not expect that. And then suddenly Zed shows up, and it's like, oh, this is like the Joker and Batman. We're gonna be doing this forever.
But I think this is a good age. High school is a good age to like have this problem. Because this is an age where you need to be branching out as much as you can and figuring out what you're going to do. And if you're focusing all your attention on this, it's kind of like guys who go straight into the army at like 18, and then it completely changes them, and then they don't know what they want to be when they get out.
And it's also a good metaphor for the overextension that already happens to a lot of kids in high school.
Yeah.
Where you've got so much, especially by the 90s and beyond, right? Where like kids have so many extracurricular activities that they're doing. What are you wearing?
I have no idea. Why are they wearing robes?
I don't know. Oh, because they're doing a gymnastics thing. We haven't done this in a while where they've got to dress up in costume of like whatever the theme of the episode is.
But I love that Skull even messed that up, and he's wearing a bathrobe. Which is very similar to my bathrobe. My bathrobe is blue, since we're getting personal tonight.
See, I wasn't even going to bring up your blue bathrobe, dude. I was not going to talk about that. I'm
almost wore it tonight, but, you know.
I'm going to pretend like I knew that. I have a black Superman bathrobe.
Oh, like a Death of Superman?
That's what I have. I mean, I bought it because I like the black Superman costume, but no, it's got a big silver S on the back.
Okay.
But it's pretty cool looking. See, I have no shame. I don't mind talking about my bathrobe.
Hey, I'm the one who brought it up.
DJ. Yeah, because someone get thought better of it, you know? You're like, oh, man, that was so personal.
Oh, this is just the beginning, guys. This is episode 1. Day 1 of tonight.
We said at some point in the series we would be at each other's throats. We said that.
Sorry, this is a long fight, and I don't really know what to talk about.
Yeah, no, it really is. But like I said, I am really impressed with the fact that there's an actual personal dilemma here, and that's how we're writing her out. And it was pretty well seated for this show. Like, it's kind of impressive that we had that mention of Schmidt before he even showed up. They were like, he's coming to town. Like, we saw the newspaper. He's coming to town, and now he's here, and they're training, and she can't be Rocky Balboa and a Power Ranger. It's not possible.
Yeah, and we set up Kat. She said this is after these two. It'll be like 8 episodes where we do the whole Kat story.
Yeah,
we are not rushing things.
No, but we're not stretching them out too much either. I mean, this is pretty well paced for this show.
Yeah, that's why I like season 3.
We have, well, and I feel the need to like almost lay on the positives thick right now because we keep talking about how much we love this season, but we have done a lot of criticizing of this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talk about the things that we love so much that we don't feel the need to bring them up here, but we should because they're not listening to us talk about it all the time.
And also, there are enough episodes that it is too long, and there's some goofy. Like too goofy for the show. Stuff that happens in the interim. Or I shouldn't even say goofy, just like not entertaining enough. You know, we had some pretty bad episodes toward the middle.
Yeah, kind of lulled. I'm interested to see how well
the shark cycles are coming back. This will be the only other time we see them, I'm sure. But anyway, what we're saying.
I'm interested to see how the Aquitar Rangers and the Kid Rangers stuff holds up, because.
And that I have watched recently, or relatively recently. The Aquitar stuff is actually the reason Eric and I came up with the show, because we did a Power Rangers theme show, and we went back for the Omnibus, and we went back and watched those. And then Eric and I thought it would be fun and crazy to try to do this. This is a Mania, and so it will be interesting for me, having watched that last year, to see it after seeing everything before it, which I've not done since I was a kid. Actually, I've never done, because when I was a kid, I had only watched third season and some of 2.
Wow. So they're actually
using relatively late. I mean, I come in like the middle of 2, but even when I come in, I'm not watching it religiously. By 3, after the movie, I'm watching every episode when it airs, and I do that through Zio.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So you'll be pretty familiar with this stuff, and
yes,
Zio.
And the Alien Ranger episodes are the ones that I've gone back to the most. So I have probably watched what they call a mini series about 5 times.
So they're actually using the shark cycles in a fight, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I remember this. This fight with Rito, that's kind of fun. Wait a minute, why wasn't it Kimberly that just kicked him off the bike, or?
Yeah.
Did I see that wrong?
No, we've cut over to Goldar, where these 2 Rangers are fighting him.
Well, yeah, but I thought Rito was fighting the Pink Ranger.
Yeah.
But why did he yell, "I'll get you, White Ranger"?
Well, it was the Pink and White Ranger together.
Oh, okay.
And then Blue and Black are together, and then Red and Yellow are together.
Okay, but now somehow they're on opposite sides of those bikes, so that's weird.
Yeah, they all met up. We just cut out the extraneous stuff, man. We don't need to see them meet back up. And
right. The boring parts are cut out. Right.
I remember this.
David says, does your Superman bathrobe have the red trunks on the outside? No, because it's a robe, so it doesn't have trunks. I guess it could have had, but also it's black, so it wouldn't have red anything. But I was going to say, like, if you had a blue Superman bathrobe, it would be cool if the tie in the front was red, maybe, or that might just hokey. I don't know.
Or yellow, like the belt. It could be the belt.
Yeah. The yellow would be the way to go with that. Wow. Oh, I thought they were parking. Didn't you think they were parking?
Well, I think he dropped her off.
But like, I thought they were gonna maybe like off screen have like a makeout session or something.
This might be the first time we've been to the place at night.
We've been here after hours before because of the float, but I don't know if it was at night.
Yeah, like we actually saw Tommy and Kimberly out front in the dark. It was weird. Not a very Power Rangers shot.
No, that was like television, like prime time television.
She's gonna train.
No, you're right. And it's good that the scene is at night because what's up?
No, I was just saying here we are outside again.
It's good that the scene is at night because we're getting a sense of how much she's having to spread her time thin and how she has no time for anything. And this feels like real television. It's weird. Kind of amazing. Obviously, if you were going to do this as a more believable, realistic thing, she would also be dealing with the fact that, her parents are waiting for her. And
is this crazy that we're having dual character arcs right now in this episode?
For this show? Yes.
This is nuts.
My mind is so numb to this show. This all feels brilliant right now. It really does.
Like it's like I'm watching Lost. We're having flashbacks while we have Kimberly training.
That's hilarious.
So we're seeing how she got turned evil, which is cool because we haven't seen that before.
Yeah, and I don't mind getting that in a flashback for whatever reason. Like,
and there's a little bit of a mystery because we showed her about to kiss this boy, but then he turned into a Tanga. So how long had Rita been setting that up? Was that boy like in Catherine's life for a few days and they got to know each other and then it turned out to be a Tanga?
And I'm wondering if they didn't look at that scene specifically in the comics when they've done some of the things that they've done there, because that's a thing Rita does a lot in the modern comics where she will transform. Well, and it's a thing Finster does too, where they'll transform someone or like a putty into someone and like infiltrate for a while.
Wow.
That kind of thing. David says a different shade of pink is the Power Rangers Nolan trilogy. We'll see how it all ends, but right now this is pretty sophisticated material for this show. But we needed stuff like this earlier.
I like that it's kind of evolving as the seasons go on. Too bad.
Well, yeah,
too bad we're about to have a big regression in a couple seasons.
Do you agree? Yeah, but luckily we don't have to watch all of that. Do you agree that Amy Jo Johnson is in like the best shape she's been in the show?
Why is it angled and...
She just looks to me like she's been working out a lot more than normal. Like we saw a montage of her doing all that gymnastic stuff, but it's like she just did all of that. Like she looks really good right now. I mean, she always looks good, but like she looks like she's been working out real hard. Jeffrey says the cat is out of the bag. Boy, that is a good episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what Rita said.
She said it was a good episode? Oh, I see what you're saying. Cat's out of the bag.
I forgot she said that.
So yeah, that's a top 10 of the season.
Yes, probably. It is. Absolutely it is.
We've got to start keeping track of that.
We should. We're going to need to go back through and...
We'll definitely, with the singular seasons, be able to do it a lot better. Mighty Morphin, we kind of...
Can we call this one the one with the gymnastics montage?
Yeah, we could call a lot of things. The one with the character dimension. The one.
Oh, can we use that? No, write that down. That one's the best. Yeah, write that one down. I like that better than mine. The one with the character dimension. Of course, we're going to have Power Rangers shows later on that will have more of that.
Yeah.
No, that feels like character-wise and, you know, as far as an art goes, like...
Ninja is in this one.
Oh, good. This feels more like... a later rep. That felt like a space episode or something.
Yeah, that definitely space. Some of the stuff they do with Andros and Andromeda and stuff.
Yep. Okay, guys, let's jump into the second part of A Different Shade of Pink, and let's get right into it. Here we go. Everybody, please press play right now.
What do the Alien Rangers do? They always do this. I'm looking right at them. Yeah, they do.
Yes, yeah, it's that whole thing.
Not as difficult as the ninjetti thing that we can never do.
That we can't quite get right. Wait, it's funny because I went back and looked at an episode we shot last week, and I totally did it without even thinking about it. Like, well, I mean, I did it on purpose, but like then ever since we started trying to do it, I just opened a show like that, and then I was like, "How do you do that again?"
No, you got to feel the ninja inside you.
It's just the most like self-righteous, like self-promoting thing anyone has ever said about themselves. You know, everything about that last episode was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was great.
Like that fight on bikes. And you weren't, I mean, it's a 3-parter, so you weren't really expecting Megazords yet, but like they gave you enough action on top of the character stuff. Like,
yeah. No complaints about that one. That was great.
Nope, that's great.
I don't understand how she's going to the emergency room from falling on her back onto a big crash mat, but it's a kid show. They can't show her actually like land on her head or something.
Yeah, the problem with that also is she's a Power Ranger.
And she falls off like buildings.
Yeah, and like I know that she probably has more powers when she is in costume, but we play it like the Rangers kind of have some powers, or at least protected by the power, right? Even when they're out of the costume, like we're so vague about that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Because it's not like Dino Thunder where they actually have powers. It is kind of vague.
So this is famously like the one time in the show where anyone actually gets hurt and goes to the hospital.
But no fighting was involved.
And we immediately go to a hospital, which makes it feel like Smallville or some other CW show. And the biggest praise I can give this is that it has elevated to Smallville.
It's more enjoyable than Smallville.
It has. It has elevated itself to Smallville. But that's because you expect something a little bit smarter and less insulting as Smallville sometimes is.
We've never talked about this. I've seen every episode of Smallville.
Have you really?
I have. I watched all 10 seasons. I never watched it on TV, but I watched it all after the fact.
Wow, I didn't know that.
One time though, I've never gone back.
We may have to talk later. Okay. I did not know that about you. Yeah. That's really interesting.
It's the only it's funny because I'm not a DC guy.
Yeah.
But I've seen every episode of Smallville for whatever reason. I got really hooked on it when I was in high school. Yeah,
but how hard are 9 and 10 to get through?
Yes.
Right? That stuff's rough.
It was weird.
Jeffrey wants to know if DJ is crazy. I just want to remind you that I did Spawn here, and I've done a lot of commentaries on that show. This guy is also about as good as some of the guest stars on Smallville too. Like I think he's decent. He's not bad.
He's fine. Where are Kimberly's parents though?
That's a great question.
Maybe they're just no, because I was gonna say it was because of the divorce, but she has a new husband now, right? Or at least a new boyfriend.
Yeah, because you remember she's married to that stereotypically French painter.
Are they? Maybe they're still in Paris, didn't they? Were they going to Paris at one point? I think.
I can't remember, but it's sounding more and more like Smallville all the time.
I mean, that's cool if like her parents are out of town and they don't even know she's in the hospital.
Yeah, but the first thing I would say when I woke up is, "Has anybody called my parents?" Like,
yeah. Sorry, we don't have.
Not talking about that.
We're high school kids. We can't afford long distance calls. This is kind of fun. They're in the laundry bath.
This shot is hilarious.
Why is the police chief with them? What a goob.
Well, because he's like the third wheel in the Vulcan skull. Because that's the thing. Stuff like this always has to do is like, you get tired of the same shtick. So you make it worse by doing more of what it was instead of less.
Well, and he was brought in to be the straight man, and immediately, like a few episodes later, he's doing the same shit.
Yeah, and he's just as incompetent as they are.
Sick burn, Rito.
I don't know how you don't accidentally stab people with your knife when you're carrying it around, or his sword or whatever. Like
this giant bone sword that he's.
Why doesn't Rito have a sheath or something to put that in? He's always carrying it.
That's a good point. I never noticed that. He should. Yeah. He should be able to put it like in his back, like Leonardo in the rib cage. That'd be really cool.
Oh, that's an awesome idea. They wish they thought of it. I'm sorry. I made the mistake of checking my phone. I'll tell you about that later. Anyway, yeah, and then it's also going to be hard for her because we're doing all this romantic stuff with Tommy, and she's going to have to leave that behind. Now, they should have done more of that before this episode. Like, we knew they were dating. They've had token... I mean, like, they kissed a few episodes ago again. Like, they've done some token moments, but they have to keep kind of reminding me that they're dating.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like that they've at least been bringing it up a little bit. But yeah, they could do more about that. They could have a date episode or something where they try to go on a date and then they get thwarted by Zed and Rita.
I guess it's like this.
You know, it would have been nice. No, that's nothing like what it is. No, because they pop their fingers out the side. Why are we still talking about this?
Very vital to Power Ranger fandom that you learn the hand motions.
It's really important. Again, it's like the Vulcan sign. You have to know how to do it. It's very important. No, but like again, you would never get this in the show. But it would have been nice if there was at some point like a conversation about how it's convenient that they're for each other, that they're Power Rangers because they understand this unusual lifestyle that they have, and that like when one of them gets interrupted, if they were in a date, they both get interrupted, but then at the same time, they never have time for each other, so it's complicated. It'd be nice if we talked about all that stuff.
Yeah. Especially because it turns the normal superhero relationship thing on its head because they're both on the same team. But there would still be problems. It wouldn't just be all perfect because you're both superheroes. There it is. See, the problem is they can't see it because they have the special effects over it.
Yeah. So is it one hand behind the other hand?
Yeah,
is that
one
what it
looked like it was behind.
Oh, maybe they don't know how to do it either. They change it every time. I think it's really funny that she's resting and he's trying to be like really polite in the hospital room, but because you have to yell when you morph, he's like, "There's range power!" like in the middle of the hospital room, and I'm just we should have done a shot where she like takes pillows and puts them over her head, just like, "Oh, I'm resting."
Or the next shot where all the nurses come running into the room.
Like, wow, Tommy, you were real considerate all the way up until you morphed.
Wait, so what? Do they not know she's evil?
No, I don't think they do know that yet. I'm evil. Wait, that Jeep or whatever it is called a sidekick.
Oh, perfect. No wonder it's in here.
Is it weird? Would it be weird if that was your only vehicle?
No, that car has been in here before. That was in another, like one of the first episodes with the 3 Stone Canyon kids.
Oh, weird. Oh yeah, you're right, because they were all riding in it.
Wait, is it like one of those sidekicks or a sidekick?
Well, I don't know. That's just the name of that vehicle.
Is it a sidekick or a sidekick?
The world may never know.
There's 2 types of sidekicks, and they both relate to fighting.
I just think of Sky High when Bruce Campbell says sidekick.
So has she? Sorry about that. So has Kat already broken the spell now? And she's just pretending like she hasn't, and Rita doesn't know that she broke it.
I think so. I think
that's sure what it seems like.
I think running in to save Kimberly was, and she's about to tell her that she stole the power.
Yeah, so she's talking about this. Oh no, maybe they did know, but she doesn't know that she's a ranger, or does she know that they're rangers?
She knows that
because we've been. No, they know that. This is great though. I forgot that they actually compared those, and that he's talking about how he used to be evil. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, we get a slight mention of it in Dino Thunder too, but he doesn't actually say it to Trent though. He says it to like the other Rangers. I wish he actually had a conversation with Trent in that season.
Yeah, they just talk about it in that 5th episode, that anniversary episode, and he doesn't go into detail at all. Not that there's that much to tell, really. I mean, we saw those 5 episodes. They were longer than they needed to be.
But he should have been like Trent's mentor. We'll get to it. We'll talk about that.
Oh, I know. There's such a missed opportunity. As much as I love that show. And the evil White Ranger stuff in that show goes on way too long. Like
I remember that. It's like half the season. It feels
like. And we just we're never progressing it. It just sits there.
He just comes back and then he just disappears again for a few episodes.
Yeah. And then once we find out, or once the Rangers find out who he is, it's a lot of, we can't trust you. Oh, we still can't trust you. What is he, a manhole cover head?
No, he's Garbage Man.
Oh, okay. That doesn't sound like a Lord Zed monster name. Meanwhile, back at the hospital,
Finster made him. So
his origin story is he's the trash can lid that Tommy threw at the putties in that first episode.
She kept it for a memento, and then
I'm just imagining like a Waltz TMNT flashback episode where he starts as like a manhole cover and gets ooze spilt on him, and then he slowly grows into a full-fledged Zed monster.
This is pretty serious for this show. Like when she comes, she comes right out and says I'm quitting gymnastics. Like everybody just understand, and by the end of this, that's not going to be what she picks. Like, I don't know. Again, for this show, that's all pretty sad. See, this is one of those episodes, DJ, or one of those like sets of episodes where if somebody asked me like what should I start with, I want to say this, but then it's not this good most of the time. So if you start with this and then you go back, you're gonna be like, what the heck is this?
And you wouldn't. I don't know if this would mean as much if you didn't know the past.
No, it would probably feel as silly as the rest of it actually is.
The subtitle said, "Let's Catherine go."
Let's Catherine go. So, DJ, you're a martial artist. I'm not. I'm a novice when it comes to these things, but I'm pretty sure that when you're in the middle of a fight, it's probably not a great move to just run at a person and go like this. Like,
is that the Tanga style?
Yes, that's the Tanga style.
I mean, anybody could do that. You should open up a school called.
It's like Gangnam Style. That's Tanga style.
Tanga style. Wow, did not think we would get that reference in.
Yeah, it came to my head. Wow, that's quite a punch, Billy. Did you see that?
Yeah, he just went all. He's only using hands. His legs must be sore.
He's got a little bit of a limp right now. He's not gonna kick.
I would tie in their styles more to their Ranger Zords.
Good point. Which means that Adam should be hopping constantly.
Yeah. Well, maybe not this season, but like the dinosaur thing. Because what they call their Zords, they do the kind of like Billy does like the horn kind of stuff. Like he brings us up like this and stuff.
Ever since you said that, all I could think of are jokes. Like Jason just fights with his arms like real close to the chest.
Yeah. Well, he could be a box. He could do like a boxing style. Like you can make it work. It depends on what Zords they were.
I'm a T-Rex. My arms are only like 3 feet long. Inches.
Like Falcon Zord could be like Crane style. Well, because Crane is an actual style, so that one works. Yeah,
but none of the rest of them.
Bear could be like I would love to see Aisha just be like a wrestler, like a brawler kind of style.
Like I don't know what the ape style would look like.
Oh, a monkey's a style. It's one of the Chinese styles.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, yes. No, I knew that. Yeah, sure. You gotta teach this guy a lesson in recycling. That's pretty good line. That's a good one.
Zord.
Oh, they do it when they do it. Let's see what they do. Oh, that's
it's crossed over. Yeah, it's different. It's crossed over like this.
That's the Zord one, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, this is like a whole sign language.
Yeah, and they all know how to do it too. They've been taught this language.
Wait, his face has words on it.
Welcome to something.
The jungle.
And I'm assuming that that's us coming up with those hand things.
Yeah, it has to be because it's our suits.
Welcome to. Oh, we gotta zoom in, but then it cut real quick. I can't read it.
Why does he have words for a face? It's the weirdest thing, and it's English.
Why did we zoom in on Rocky doing this with his thumbs down?
Never realized how many hand motions this season has.
God, so many. It's like it's like they're calling a ball game or something.
Wait, you can do the Shogun Megazord without Kimberly.
Well, they don't need Kimberly because there's no pink Zord.
There's no pink Zord. Yeah.
Oh, there isn't?
So it kind of works.
What does she do?
Not for Shogun. She when Kat becomes the Pink Ranger, she's just gonna share a Zord with Tommy.
Welcome.
Oh, really?
So I'm just hanging out in here. Oh, I didn't see it. We got a close up on it. Welcome to God. I can't read it.
Jailhouse.
Jailhouse. Is that what it says?
I think it says like Jailhouse. Like.
Yeah. David wants to call that guy the subtitler.
Now he can't see him.
But yeah, it's like
he's dead.
DJ, this is like the sports referee season.
That'd be great. Power Rangers with like stripes and whistles around the necks.
Oh, that would be obnoxious if they just they blow whistles when they fight the monsters.
That's kind of what that's the morphers, is the whistles. But
Morphin time.
If you watch the season that the Alien Rangers are based on, it's kind of weird. There's a lot of sports stuff. Like I told you that they have the weird Batman splash words.
Yeah.
But they also like their weapons.
Weird.
Instead of like a cannon, they have like a big rugby ball that they like throw, and then there's like a soccer one, and they do all these weird sports things.
Oh yeah, they kidnapped Ninja. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, he's still there.
That's why he wasn't in the last episode, because we haven't rescued him yet.
You should go get a vase and put your Ninja in it.
That's a great idea. Once again, this is paced pretty darn well, man.
Yeah, it seems like the end.
We're not stretching anything out. Right, but we're setting up for the next episode.
Yeah.
Where there's going to be a thing with like a Ninja exchange, and they're planning on getting revenge on Kat. And like it feels like there's enough material for another episode, especially because we know we're going to do a power transfer. That's a great line.
Okay, Jason, we'll give you that one.
That's pretty good, and he delivered it pretty well. I like that. We need more pop culture references in the show. I don't usually say that about things, but this show needs more pop culture references.
It's okay in this show.
Yeah. Mostly just because it feels so generic. Whenever they do that, it's like, oh my God, you live in the same reality we do to some degree. It's always a shock when they say something that doesn't sound completely generic.
Man, can we just take a moment and look how far Billy has come?
Yes.
He is not the same character at all. He's not wearing overalls. He's not glasses.
No, and we always talk about how that happens in the season, but it feels really weird watching it in such a close succession, right?
Yeah.
Like we've been at this.
He's got like his shirt unbuttoned, and
in real time for us, we've watched all this in like 3 months, and it is crazy seeing guy have more fast motion.
And Scooby-Doo running sound effects. Have they ever watched gymnastics? There's no paddle balls involved.
So, DJ, my dad sent me a message. That's what I was laughing at. He and I run flea market booths together, and I sell comics, and he sells a lot of other things. And it was really cold today, and we didn't have hardly any business at the flea market. And I didn't sell anything today. And my dad sent me a message, and he said, and I just could not help but laugh at this. He said, I only sold 4 hula hoops today.
What? Oh, he doesn't run the comic shop. He runs his
No, it's not a comic shop. It's flea market booths.
Yeah. But he has a separate booth.
He has, we have 2 booths, and right now we're going to get another one soon. And mine is all comics, but he's got some other things in it right now. Eventually it will be all comics. And then the other booth, I have dollar books in, but he has other stuff, and he buys all kinds of things. And the only thing he sold today was 4 hula hoops.
What are the odds that a hula hoop came into the episode?
That's why I mentioned it. Because I'm doing funny. Yep, 4 hula hoops. Anyway, all right, we're gonna go on now to the last part of A Different Shade of Pink, and this is right now getting my vote for best episode of the season.
Yeah, best two-parter probably.
Yeah, at least, yeah. Like, maybe not my favorite, but, like, you know, narratively, it's clearly the best thing they've made so far. Okay, here we go. Everybody get ready to watch the third part of A Different Shade of Pink. Please press play right now. Back to action!
We don't know what we're doing.
Ninja 5! I want to think that that's Ninja trying to give someone a high five, and they're just not going for it.
Just left them hanging.
Yeah. Since you said that the Rangers should have a fighting style that's like their Zord, I'm just imagining Adam just bouncing now. Just all over the place.
Well, if you've seen Mantis is a style, and Mantis is close to Frog, so I could see that. Have you seen Kung Fu Panda yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Mantis, you got Monkey, you got Crane. There's 2 more, Tiger. And
yes, but one of them is not a frog.
Mantis is. I'm telling you, that could work.
Rockman says that we need to stop throwing up gang signs.
Sorry, we're gonna get demonetized.
We're gonna get demonetized for doing this. Well, I didn't know you could build a bot to pick up on stuff my hands are doing. Like, if you flip the bird on camera, do you get demonetized because there's a bot for that?
The bird bot?
Okay, but Tommy, nobody's going to dispute that, man. He's like, well, we can't just let them have her. I'm waiting for the rebuttal on that. You know?
Like
Adam is like, no, there's this other girl that we can make the Pink Ranger. I like just leave her there. That's, you know. And then Zordon goes, see, Kimberly has integrity, unlike some people.
Adam goes bad. That's something we've never done in Power Rangers. The Rangers always go from bad to good. We've never had a Ranger that started good and went bad.
No. Mm-mm.
Because we've had.
No, we should do the corruption thing.
Yeah, the pyro thing.
What's his name?
I mean,
the White Ranger from Night of Thunder, Trent.
Yeah, or there's an Animorph that kind of does that. Like that's what they sort of act like happened with Rita as the Green Ranger in the movie.
Yeah, which I loved. I love that intro. I wish we could have got more of that.
Would have been nice. That should, you know, people might not agree with this because of what this was like, but that movie should have been like Man of Steel, right? Like the first 15 minutes or so should have been Zordon and Rita stuff.
Oh yeah. I'm actually a big fan of Man of Steel, so hate me in the comments.
I mean, I used to be, and then I wrote about it.
Yeah. Haven't watched it in a while, but I had such a great experience with that film.
I still like a lot of things about that movie, but then I started thinking I was giving it too much credit, and some of what I thought was there isn't really there. And yeah,
but that works with Power Rangers because that's what it is. You have to put your stuff in there.
Oh, that's true. No, it's weird all the problems that movie has that the show also has.
Is this actress an actual diver?
I know I'm pretty sure she was a gymnast also, but I don't know if she was a diver.
Okay. Because a lot of gymnasts, when they go to high school, become divers because it's like the only high school sport equivalent that is similar.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I wonder if she has experience in diving.
Can't believe that my co-host on the show just happens to know things about martial arts and gymnastics. Like, what are the odds?
Some of them go to cheerleading. My wife went to cheerleading, but I know another girl I worked with went from gymnastics to diving.
Great. So if we ever talked about Smallville together, then you could talk about that too.
Yeah, I don't remember how accurate the cheerleading is in that show, but
he's like, I don't actually know anything about cheerleading.
I'm sure it's not. Well, I worked at a gym.
So you do.
The gymnastics gym where there was cheerleading.
You and I compliment each other really well. Like, you not only know about a lot of stuff that I can't fill in, but stuff that nobody else I know could ever tell me about.
Well, I'm glad.
It's fascinating. And anybody I could find that... Sorry, can I make fun of Rocky again? She's like, there's something I need to talk about. He's like, oh no. Is this about my one-liners?
Like, I haven't been playing Pachinko, I swear.
Everything he does is funny. She goes, I want you to trade me for your friend Ninjor. And Rocky's response is, hello.
Rocky, you get the Acting Your Heart Out award.
Okay, you notice how everyone else is looking in one direction, but Rocky is looking in all directions.
Poor Rocky.
Anybody expecting me to start laying off of him, just strap in, okay? Because it's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Does he? I don't know what he's like in Zeo.
About like this, buddy. Part of the reason it's hard not to make fun of him is because he never really improves. And like I said, I've met Cardenas. He's a great guy. I like him a lot. I don't think he would even disagree that he's not, much of an actor, because as we've talked about before, like he had no experience. He was brought into this because of his martial arts, and he's like, I don't act, but okay.
Yeah, I can't see it, but it's something.
Why are we still talking about?
Just stop.
Really? Charge?
Charge. That's whoa.
She looked right into the lens. She was like, wait a minute, there's people at home watching me.
She just noticed that was
a great look though.
So Kat is in like Billy's force field right now? Oh, we get some Tanga dialogue. We don't usually get that. Looky, looky.
I got hooky. But like, there's some real attempted self-sacrifice in this episode. That's another way that we're majorly paralleling these two characters. We're actually making Kat feel like less ambiguous and undefined and like heroic by giving us a real reason that she should get to be a Power Ranger and replace Kimberly, because like she's got those heroic qualities. I do wish, of course, that part of that was redemptive, like, because the big question I have is, and we've talked about this before, but like, did the love triangle thing come from a real place, or was that weirdly part of the spell? Like, did evil Catherine, just because she was evil, have a thing for Tommy, but then when she loses the spell, she doesn't actually have that? Or does that come from a place?
Yeah, I like.
Because if it comes from a place, it'd be really nice if she was like, I know I was under a spell, but I had this selfish thing that I feel somewhat responsible for. It would have been nice if part of this was redemptive.
Yeah, well, she does feel responsible because she was the reason that took Kimberly away and got her there that night where she was training by herself and she fell. Because remember, she was trying to get in to help her. So she feels responsible for her injury.
Yeah, at the very least.
But I like to think that you're right.
But they gave her like an evil motivation for going after the Rangers, and it's weird that she doesn't talk about that.
Yeah, I like to think it's slightly there, but the spell just kind of amplifies your like alcohol. Yeah,
and even if she doesn't apologize for it or it's not redemptive, it's just weird that I don't get any sense from her that she has a thing for Tommy anymore. Like he's there with her in that hospital room, and you don't get any sense of it.
Yeah, but that might make her pretty unsympathetic if like Kimberly's in the hospital bed and she's just like.
Well, you don't want her to have love triangle face, but there's a way to shoot that where she's still sympathetic, I think.
This is hilarious. They're just like sitting on a rock playing cards while she's Squat and Babu don't get fun things to do, so I like that they're doing something fun.
He doesn't have any muscles because he's a skeleton.
No, he's a skeletal system, like we talked about earlier. We have the whole set of system monsters. He's very polite, Catherine.
Excuse me, skeletal monster. Wow, it's really easy to dupe these monsters, isn't it? She's like, I hate the water. Like, yeah, good job.
Oh, she's enticing him.
David says, the whole guard duty thing, I can't see Rita or Zed sitting around filling out a rotation schedule.
Is she going to give him a massage? He's just
I would assume that's... Yeah, that he shouldn't feel anything. I would assume that's probably like Goldar's job.
Giving Rito massages?
No. Making out the schedule.
Oh,
okay. Like who's on duty or whatever.
Yeah, he makes the schedules. Definitely.
Yeah, they have a hierarchy. Like they'd have different people doing things.
That's Goldie work.
Unless they're just incapable of delegating. Although they are pretty bad at delegating a lot of the time.
So I want to think that this makes Catherine like really innovate. What's the word I'm trying to think of? Like she has a lot of ingenuity that she's being proactive and
For this show, yes.
saving herself, but it's really weird. It's a weird way to go about it.
Yeah, but for this show, yes. That's showing that she's got some ingenuity and that she's intelligent. She's using her surroundings.
Ningenuity.
Good one. Ningenuity. I don't want to give the show too much credit, but yeah, for this show.
That's from Three Ninjas Kickback.
And she's resourceful.
She's putting Rita in her place there. Wait, does he have like power coin senses?
No, he's looking at a monitor when he says that. I would imagine that there's like a readout where like it's got all the power coins listed, right? And like next to each of them, it's like good hands, and then there's just a red note that says bad hands. And then it gets in the hands of good, it says good hands. It's green. There's like a check mark next to it.
It's just like Santa's list. It just updates every once in a while with good and bad.
Yeah, like computerized Santa Claus is a good idea.
She's some intense grunting.
That should have been in the subtitles. Intense grunting.
Intense grunting. That's the name of the episode, the one with the intense grunting.
And you have integrity.
Strategic.
You have integrity just like Kimberly, so you get the power coin.
Doesn't Kimberly? Well, Kimberly decides to give it to her, right? Does she even ask Zordon first?
I don't remember.
So how are they going to
get a power coin? And you get a power. Sorry.
How would they? So how are they going to handle this in the new? Well, I guess we don't have to anymore. But in the new film, the stones are like coded to each one of them. So I don't feel like they could just give them away to a new ranger.
No, I wonder how that works.
I guess we won't have to find out because unless they keep it in continuity with the next movie.
I mean, the last thing we heard was that the next movie will be a direct sequel, but I still don't know how much I buy that.
But I mean, even if it was a direct sequel, they could retcon little things like that. Pretty
easily. And they also could just keep all the Rangers and not pass anything on. Like,
yeah, I'm not saying they'll have to do that, but just fun to think about if they had to.
Yeah, the question with that continuity is it possible to pass it on, or do you have to die before someone else can use your coin? Because if you're a 75-year-old Power Ranger, that could be problematic. Like,
hey, it's been a long time since we've seen like a performance by one of the Rangers. We used to see
That's
the martial artists.
We did that a lot. And a lot of this really generic 90s rock music.
But in those episodes, it was just
Was
like
that
filler
training?
because we didn't have time. We had to fill it in with something. At least this is part of the story. And it's cool that before she leaves, she gets to show her skills one last time.
Yeah, David's right about that. He says, and as usual, it's after Kat is no longer a teenager with attitude that she's made a Ranger. Wow, one of those.
Whoa. Ernie has a temper that he just let out.
As a side of him, we don't see a lot. One of those judges seemed far less impressed than the other one. They should have played this like Zach's birthday.
I like that Bulk's just sticking out, so she knew that it was about to happen.
That was probably his idea too. I'm sure that wasn't scripted.
So what is this surprise party for? That she won the tournament?
I think so, yeah.
Surprise, you won the tournament.
No, this is where he's going to tell her that he wants her to travel with him. Yeah, see, she's going to move to Florida.
Oh, she only goes to Florida? I thought she went like overseas.
Huh. So they can't say Olympics?
I don't know what the Pan Global Games are. I don't know if it's
Not a thing, I imagine.
Pan Global Games. Sounds like a Mario and Sonic game. Oh yeah, Power Rangers comes up when you type it in, so I'm guessing it's a man.
That's not a real thing. No, this self-sacrifice thing is really good.
Yeah, can you like what are we watching, man? Like there's a like not only are they dual character arcs, but they're like parallel character arcs.
Yeah. Yeah, for this show, it's such smart storytelling, we can't even put it in words.
Because you have a physical sacrifice that Kat was trying to do.
Yep.
And now you have a career sacrifice.
You have a personal sacrifice. Yep.
What is happening?
And she only does it because she gets permission from Zordon. And now it's easy for me to say, yeah, if we didn't just have Kat show up and prove that she's worthy of being a Power Ranger, Zordon probably never would have said this. Now, are they going to all know right away? Like, obviously, that's who she's talking about. I guess Alpha knew right away who she was talking about.
That's a nice touch, by the way, when they teleport.
Wait, that's hilarious. Wait a minute. Okay, so this is smarter than the show ever is, except she was hoping that they would change her mind, so they had Kat on standby in case. That's a little manipulative. Not manipulative, but like...
So they already told Kat about it? Like they briefed her? You're saying?
Kimberly did. Kimberly was like, okay, Kat, I'm going to go tell them I'm going to keep being a Power Ranger. But in case they talk me into doing the thing I'd rather do, you get to be a Power Ranger. You hang out here. We might beam you in. I'll let you know if that... And I'm going to tell Alpha ahead of time. Okay, Alpha... Just in case Zordon has this big lofty speech about how I don't have to be a Power Ranger anymore, you beam it. I don't know about that. They should have left that part out. Because they beam people without their permission all the time.
Yeah, she was like...
I wouldn't have even questioned that.
Well, I mean, Alpha stole a bunch of kids from their homes in the Christmas special.
That's true.
Without asking.
Someday, when we get it back, you'll get the Crane Zord. But for now, just ride shotgun with Tommy.
And you're going to get to be a Power Ranger for like 3 weeks, and then you're going to turn into a child.
Then you're going to turn into a way lesser 11-year-old actress.
Well, then she's going to turn
this show
Zero Ranger, then Turbo Ranger.
Oh, they brought it back. That's the third time they've done that.
That's cool. Overall, that 3-parter is remarkable for this show.
Really good.
Made some major strides.
Now we get like a tribute to Kimberly, which is cool.
Yeah, no, that's great. Now they're just doing a montage. They're just going back to all the shots they didn't show us from the montage.
Not enough beach running next to Stallone with like short shorts on. I can't handle the third Rocky movie. Too cheesy for me.
I mean, I like a lot of things that are in it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the mix stuff is awesome.
Yeah, and I think the Adrian speech on the beach is great.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. I like that speech a lot. Anyway, well, folks, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We are, again, bat shooting, so if you're watching live, stick around with us. We're going to do another one. We're gonna do, pardon me, Rita's Pita, and then another brick in the wall. So look forward to those. And if you're watching after the fact, we'll see you tomorrow with those episodes. Look forward to it. This was great, and I can't wait to talk more Power Rangers with you next time.
The one with the weird monster called the Ravinator.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to decide what to call that 3-parter, or what to call the other 2 episodes of that 3-parter. But yeah, we'll get there. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, folks.
The one with the new Pink Ranger.
Uh-huh.
The one where Ninja is stuck.
He's been stuck for a while, though.
He's been stuck for a while, yeah. Anyway, I'm Captain Logan. This is Jason.
It was me.
And there's DJ.
Same.
See you later, folks.